It is heavy out here today. The Vans World Cup of Surfing rolls on. Round 2, Heat 14 in the water. Leandro Usuna, Marc Lacomare, Dusty Payne, Lucas Silveira will hit the lineup. Argentina, France, Hawaii, Brazil in the dying seconds and gets the win. Here we go, starting it off with Leandro Usuna.
Here we go. Lele already getting a quick start, up and riding. Kind of a tricky wave. See how far that wave broke out the back. Almost completely missing that Reaper. Here he is, looking for a little barrel on the inside. Finds just a clean turn there. Tricky wave.
Masters. Leandro got the call up. Here we go. Lucas Silveira, former World Junior Champion. Vans Triple Crown Rookie of the Year. This guy's done it all except qualify for the championship tour, which he's on his way. He has been a guy who's been on the edge, on the verge of qualification numerous times.
Really big waves. So Lucas Silveira actually charges jaws, and that's going to help when you're surfing sunset.
Marc Lacomare, much like Ramsey Buchheim, this guy's backhand is lethal. You see the approach here from deep, goes off the bottom, straight off the top. Again, third blistering turn. The pace has been set. You see the black armband right there? All these surfers today, their jerseys, the WSL over here in Hawaii adding that black armband. Incredible surfers. And there's a lot of inspired performances happening. Let's start with Lucas Silveira.
So a Brazilian surfer. Tricky wave with a lot of bump. You can see how much water moving up the face. Tags it there, hits the lip line, so judges are going to like that, but unfortunately that was it. You want to make sure that, wave selection is key right now, but let's have a look at Marc Lacomare's wave. He's really looking at a beautiful, clean, open face. Starts off with a strong turn. Look at him, how he actually waits for the wave to steepen up. Key right there, stays right in the pocket and up.
Live action right back into it. Silveira eyeing the section, nails it under the lip. It gets clamped on. That was wild decision making, but I love the approach. Straight up under the lip on a solid 12-foot wave inside sunset. Does not play around. This take guts.
A solid looking wave. Look at him looking down line, and here it is. Drop wallet in a big meaty section. Unfortunately for him, the wave kind of gets ahead of him and lands square on his board. Isn't able to ride out, but look at this water angle. Commitment. Oh, if he would have driven out of that, he could have easily gotten a really good score. Look at this right here, right in the pocket. Doesn't go all the way to the top. Why? Because he knows that the wave is actually pitching over him. Manages to hold it right there. Look at his front foot actually shuffling back. He needed to do that in order for the nose of the board not to purl, but bad news for him, the wave just exploded.
Wave to make the heat. So I was like, okay, easy, fine. And then I got this one and I fell. And then the time just went by so fast, hitting set on the head. And I was like, oh my God, at the end I thought I was gonna lose with a 7.5.
That the judges are looking at. Here we go, live action.
Silveira somehow finding this potentially sharp needle in a haystack. Beautiful opening turn. But he gets hung up. Fins catching in the whitewater. He goes down. I like the looks of that wave from the start. But I tell you, you tussle with that foam ball. That is a battle you will lose more often than not. With 17 minutes and 55 seconds to go, Lacomare still in the lead.
Second priority, but here we go, live action.
Lacomare, big bottom turn. Power hook with the airdrop. Strong surfing. The Frenchman, Marc Lacomare. So a two-turn combo. Most likely will be his backup score. He started with a 6.83. Get a quick start, back it up.
And very similar surfing nonetheless. On his backhand, clean turn. Doesn't go all the way to the top. He knows that wave is going to bottom out. He does really well to negotiate that drop. That's what you want to do. You want to make it critical. You want to add drama. That's what the judges like to see. Lucas Silveira here, you can see beautiful turn. Gets just a little bit too close to the whitewater, and what that does is it grabs that.
And they cheer. So that'll give you some confidence. Here's Dusty Payne. He waited 15 minutes for this first wave. And unfortunately for Dusty, a little too high up on that lip, and the wave kind of flattened out. Anytime you see boils on the face, that's when you know that wave has gone really wide. And out there, appreciate the show they've been provided with today. Leandro Usuna trying to battle back into this heat. He's got a 317 and a 187, a couple big turns out the back for this Argentinian powerhouse. Look at that inside bowl section. Nicely done. Smoothly navigating a very chunked out section. Meanwhile, Dusty Payne, he's got to find something and get this heat rolling as he comes from deep. Big section to work with, takes the high line. Another awkward start, but now he gets on the open face. So 2 waves in a row for Dusty Payne that have just gone a little wide. Meanwhile, Lacomare up and out real quick. He's got to be feeling good about his position in this heat with a 6.83 and a 5.67. But other than Lacomare, kind of looking at low to mid-range scores.
Are having a hard time to find waves. You know, it's difficult. Let's see here. Lele Usuna, the lone Argentinian in the event. Nice open face carve. He's just looking down the line, trying to see if the wave will give him a little bit more. Right there, you can see he does really well to stay with the wave. A lot of lump and bump and boil. So he's a smart competitor. He got that wave because he didn't really have anything important. As you see here, Dusty Payne just really frustrated there. You could see that the wave did something he was not expecting out to the open face. But, you know, this guy has the surfing to take out this event. Unfortunately for him, this is where you can see he goes up. And right there's a little bit of added bump. The beach has been completely eroded. And with that,
there's a heat out here. There's a lot of relief on your face. Here we go, Silveira. Opting for a medium-sized kind of insider. Gets 1 turn off. Only looking for a 2.07. An unintentional frontside air.
You got it.
Silveira. And now Lacomare pouring it on. Another big turn. His power surfing really suiting these waves with 7:12 to go. Usuna now. Now you're looking at the face of this wave, looking relatively flat and just chunked up through that inside section. So maybe an error in wave selection there for Leandro Usuna. As you see Dusty Payne now having a look.
As we see a replay here, Lucas Silveira, very smart competitor, opts to go on a smaller wave, only 10-foot face.
Yeah, it's relatively smaller.
But there it is. He does really well. That turn is usually very difficult to do on your front hand, on your back hand. You're actually looking down at the face. When you come down here, he actually just is looking always forward. This is the turn right here. Manages to stay with it. Flies down the face of the wave and controls it. He only needed a small score, so that was smart of him. And the face, live action.
Dusty Payne goes up into the lip. Just pushing a little too hard. Cannot come down with that turn. Could have been the difference there. Is Lacomare dropping another score that most likely won't go into his score line. Dusty Payne now will find himself back in that 4th priority position. Watch out. Here we go. Lucas Silveira starting strong in this heat.
Our surfer from Brazil, clean open face. The beginning of the wave, because that he did really well to deal with that chunk through the middle. This was his 4.83, so good opener. But Marc Lacomare, look at the difference. 2nd or 3rd wave of the heat is way cleaner. Does really well to get out into the open face twice, pushing a lot of water, staying really close to the white water in the pocket of the wave. Critical surfing. Big scores happen when you can do turns right there. As we see here once again, Marc Lacomare. See right there, the board separates itself from the surface of the water. Comes to show how steep this wave is. The inside section is steep enough. Add that lump, and it's almost always going to be difficult to run out, to make a turn. As you see here, Lele Usuna having a hard time finding a good wave.
You think it's calm? The horizon goes black. And we've got about 12 waves approaching the lineup now. Dusty Payne is going to spin it. Late takeoff in the whitewater. He's got some open face to work with. Turn to start. There's that big carve, and again, a similar situation as previous 2 waves. Sometimes it's just not in the cards. As Dusty Payne goes down yet again.
There's not that many barrels out there, Chris. Yesterday there was hope for a barrel, but here we go, live action.
Leandro Usuna needs a 517. Nice opening turn. Dusty's got to get out of the way. Has to bail his board. Leandro needs to stay on. And here he goes, carving to the inside. And he goes down. Definitely not making it obvious for the judges. Needing a 517. One big turn out the back.
I'd be very surprised if it gets into the 5-point range, but more action out the back.
Silveira's going to try to shut this one down. Beautiful grab rail carve to start this wave out. Meanwhile, Dusty in the impact zone again. And Silveira managing to stay on his feet. Well, spoke too soon. The onslaught came too quick, knocked him off his board, but the damage had been done. A vicious turn on the outside for Silveira.
Dusty Payne, like you said, he was having an absolute shocker. Unfortunately, that last wave wasn't good enough. And then he gets mowed down by like 4 waves on the inside. So such a bummer for Dusty Payne.
That's insult to injury.